Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me live today. I am really glad that you could make it. If you were in the Northeast, today was very cool compared to yesterday, more than 20 degrees cooler. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. Um, so, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Faith Okpotor. I am the creator of a college admissions coaching program called CFF College Fully Funded. And in this program, we work with serious high school juniors, rising seniors whose families cannot afford to pay for college out of pocket. We help them successfully apply and secure admission with full funding and avoid debt. We do this by using our curriculum based, tried and tested CFF College Fully Funded framework. I have been working in higher education for more than 15 years, and today I am going to talk about three main frustrations that families face in the college admissions process. So, if you have any questions that come up for you, please put them in the comments. Comments is serving as a live chat right now, and I'll do my best to answer them live. Um, and if you're catching the replay and have any questions, please put them in the comments too, and I'll do my best to come back and answer them. And before we get started, if you are so inclined, please feel free to let us know in the comments where you're joining live from. All right? Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get started. All right. So, three main frustrations that families face in the college admissions process. The first frustration is that the cost of college is too high. Hardly anyone from the middle class can afford college these days without taking on enormous amounts of debt. Secondly, the college admissions process is complicated and opaque. Oftentimes, families are confused about what to do. And while there is so much information out there on college admission, it is not clear what is reliable. Third is anxiety about whether or not your student will get into their dream school, and more importantly, what that would mean for your student's future or your child's future. Now, this is also compounded by the fact that where students are supposed to get reliable information and guidance, their school, which is their school guidance counselor, more often than not, this person is overworked and overburdened by too many students and fewer resources to help them, right? So if you felt any of these three frustrations, right? High cost of college, complicated and opaque process, anxiety about whether or not your child will get into their dream school and what it means for their future. If you felt any of these frustrations, please feel free to tell us in the comments. Also, if you've experienced other frustrations and are inclined to do so, please share. And bear in mind that these are just the three main ones. I talk to families every week and I hear all kinds of frustrations from them, but these are the three that bubble up almost always. Okay, so given these frustrations, what would families rather have, right? What would you rather have? In a perfect world, families with serious high school students who are interested, able, and ready to apply to college would rather not deal with these frustrations, right? You would prefer to live in a world where college did not cost so much. The way it was back in the 1970s and 80s, right? When college was affordable and students could pay their way through school. You hear people say, oh, I paid my way through school. That's hardly possible today without taking on enormous debt. In terms of financial aid, middle class and upper middle class families, those with relatively high incomes, but a lot of obligations, can also not afford to pay for college out of pocket. But they're also priced out of financial aid. And this ends up in a double jeopardy for these families. So these families would rather not be in this situation. Which brings us to the question of why is this happening? What is the reason for these frustrations? Hmm. There's several reasons for the frustrations associated with college admissions process, especially the frustration of rising college costs. First, the rise in college costs has far outpaced household incomes, right? So, as college has become more and more expensive, household incomes have not risen accordingly. And this has caused a squeeze for many families. Secondly, for public colleges, state legislatures have increasingly reduced the portion of the state budget that goes to public colleges. So, in turn, these colleges have now had to rely more on tuition and student loans to sustain their operations, hence the rising college costs. And then, third, the increased anxiety associated with college admissions is connected to the worsening economic situation in the country and the increasing income inequality. So, parents now believe that for their children to be successful in life, to get to the American dream, they need to compete for the few spots in the most selective colleges, in the most prestigious schools across the country, starting with the Ivy League and their peer institutions. They believe that if their children attend these prestigious institutions, then they will be guaranteed financial success and then the American dream. Given all of these, what is a family to do to come out on top in this confusing and punishing game of college admissions? What is the family to do if the goal is college admissions with full funding? What are they to do if they want to avoid debt? Well, here it is. And I'm going to share that with you. And it is counterintuitive, all right? So I'll say it. Stop chasing prestige and start thinking of right fit. Stop chasing prestige and start thinking of right fit. The question to ask is, what colleges out there are the right fit for my child, for my student, and how can I help my child or my student successfully apply there and be fully funded so that we don't have to take on debt? That's the question to ask. It's the $1,000,000 question that needs to be answered. Not chasing dream schools based on what your friends, neighbors, the Joneses, US News and World Report, and other college rankings say are the best schools. There are several right fit schools for each student, and once you find them, they should fit like a lock and key, right? So, in CFF College Fully Funded, our college admissions coaching program, we help our students and their families do exactly this. Find the right fit. Find the lock and key. We help our students match their preparedness and strengths with colleges actively seeking the same attributes to create that right fit. We work with serious high school juniors and rising seniors to find, successfully apply, and secure admission with full funding and avoid debt. And we do this using our curriculum based, tried and tested CFF College Fully Funded framework. And we stand behind our method with a guarantee, what I like to call an ironclad guarantee. If a student follows our framework completely and does not secure admission with full funding, we continue working with them for another year as a transfer applicant free of charge. So, if you have a high school junior applying in for a high school junior who or a rising senior who's going to be applying in the fall of 2026, or a prospective transfer student who's going to be applying as a transfer student in the fall. Our summer coaching uh, program enrollment is open and it's actually closing soon, and spots are filling up. So book a call to explore how we can work together if this is something that you're interested in. The link to book a call is in the description for this live. I'm going to check really quickly to see if there are any questions that I can address live. Um, let's see. Okay, so I hope you found this helpful. Um, and if you're catching this on the replay, again, please feel free to put in any questions you might have in the comments, and I'll come back and answer them. Um, and I will see you tomorrow if you happen to join me live tomorrow, Friday, May 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to be talking about 3 things that students need to know to get compelling recommendation letters that lead to fully funded college admission offers. All right. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.